Welcome to For the Record, which is a conversation series where we talk to music heads about their stories and the music that makes them. Today we've got Guga Roselli, who is with us, who will be sharing his story and his relationship with music. Thanks for being here, Guga.
Oh, thank you, man. Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, would love to start, at the beginning and just hear more about your story and, where you're from and when your relationship with music started, and then work from there.
Okay, was long time ago. I'm from São Paulo, Brazil, and I'm a engineer, civil engineer. I used to. I got my degree in back in the days on the end of 90s,
Mm-hmm.
and since this time I start to build like uh, restaurants, bars. Then, then suddenly I had a chance to build a club, to participate as an engineer on a club here in
Mm-hmm.
São Paulo. It's a quite famous one, The Edge.
Oh yeah, I know that. Cool.
Um, yeah, and since this time I got close to music. Uh, I used to listen music, to collect vinyl records before, but then I was more into the clubs, to see like how this works, and start to promote like my own party, like that, because I was like, um, I just sometimes I can find like the right music. Um, Maybe I could do something that I like
Mm.
for friends. Um, it's a bit cliche, but is like is like how it happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want to hang out with your friends with the music you like. So I start to do my own parties and keep it on side my job as engineer. Um, then in 2003, I think, um, I started to put the two things together, like build like stage as engineer, like creating like different stages and make different experience on the parties, and then slowly I was like moving more for the party side, music side,
Mm-hmm.
and went deep also in my research, and start to curate the music, the artists. Um, then in 2000, I think was in 2005 or something, I changed my goals just more for the parties, and only for the parties. I mean, I created Mareh,
Mm-hmm.
which is my label, my music label. I call music label and experience production.
Mm-hmm.
And below this brand, we start to do the festivals. Um, uh, we start to press records. We create like another labels, and many other projects. And now, like since a month ago, I just opened a new venue, like a listening bar. Uh, Something that I believe is is more close to my ideal, because there I can stay more like on this curation, choosing the artist, also playing myself. So that's in general was the journey was like that. Of course, there is like so many details, but
Yeah. And thank you for sharing. So I'm curious, when when you first started Mareh, and who were some of the artists that came under the label, and who did you start to work with at that point?
okay, I had some artists that in that time I was like researching for my own music, for when I was DJing, when I was like downloading music, buying records. So I tried to start with these guys. Some of them was a bit more expensive that I could reach in that time, but some I could was affordable. Like I can like say some names that like the guys from metro area, Darshan, Eric Duncan. Um, then I start to go for like more deep. I try it, like big acts in that time, but big acts for me, not like not kind of EDM, not distinct like big acts for me, like. But the first guy I I bring it overseas was Todd Terje,
Oh,
which
cool.
now is a really big act. Yeah.
Yeah, I love him.
So yeah, so I had him like 2009 to 2010, something like that. And so he was the first. Then the year after, I had like 6 or 7 guys out to the festival. Like Duncan, I had Botin, I had Jiki Trisco, I had Peter Herbert, I had, I think, Pionau, I I had Mario Basanov. This was like the first the first festival, like the first party. I had like a program of a week that I call it a festival. Yeah.
What yeah, and now you're preparing, for the festival this year, which tends to happen, like around New Year's. And can you talk a little bit, about how that process is going, like where it's going to be, kind of how it's like a roving, party that goes from beach to beach around Brazil. Yeah,
Yeah.
and talk about like how that's going to exist this year.
Yeah. uh Mareh has some particularities that I'm very proud to say about. um we have like uh a big effort to keep the experience very fresh. So I used to move to different beaches like every 2 years, so people can know a different location, can feel a different vibes. It's always good to have a new field for the festival. So people get excited about that.
Yeah.
Also, we are kind of boutique. We got maximum 2,000 people, but mostly of the editions we did with 1,000 people. So it's very boutique. Also, I try to choose the places for the festival to. I want people like hang during the evening, also during the morning, like. So it needs to be like a kind of a small city, kind of fisherman's village, like so people cross each other when goes from one posada to a restaurant, then from for the bar da praia, beach bar, our beach bar. So this makes all the people closer, because you cross someone in the restaurant, so then you saw the same people you that time. So this makes the relations easier and makes the vibes at the festival better. So also we are very like into decoration. We know the music we want there, which I can say is kind of Balearic. We have lots of Brazilian music vibes, of course. We have some kind of eclectic, worldwide disco, some slow vibes, all these things that for me matches with the beach mood. Also, we have kind of some creeping electronica for the main parties.
Cool.
Yeah, man. All the festivals goes more during the day, and mostly of the days stops at midnight, so people can feel it and leave the day after. We have just two nights. One is New Year's night, which is cultural and big night for the festival, and the other one is 28th December. So yeah, this is the how the festival goes. We have yoga in the morning at the beach bar every day. Then we have like we used to have a gastronomy collective cooking for us, like the food really fresh from the area at the festival field. And then we have these parties, boat parties. Yeah, this is how it goes.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, it is my hope that I can get there someday. And I've almost been a couple times. I just can't quite make it work. Um, who are some of the yeah, I mean, if you can talk about it, who are some of the artists that are going to be coming this year if you filled out, the lineup at all?
Yeah, we this is the other thing that's very special in Mareh. Uh, we try to avoid the hype. So we never promote the artists from the beginning. We did not promote it yet, still on secret, and we sold mostly of the tickets. So people believe what we will do. So people know where they will be. So it's you doing that. I believe I avoid the hype, like people who don't know, and goes because saw a name or something like that. So I can, for sure, I can say one or two names for you exclusively, but we did not promote it yet.
Yeah, no,
So
Yeah, that's okay. This will be shared as well, so I don't want you to, break any secrets or
Yeah,
anything.
we sold already the both parties. So this we promoted
Mm,
already the artists. So I can tell you these names that is public already. One is Mr. Mendel, a Netherlands guy. Um, the other I can tell you is Ruby Savage,
Ruby
which
Savage.
is it's both already played at the festival before.
Mm,
We we also used to keep the people who understood the project before. We try to keep these artists around. So maybe
right.
not every year, but maybe 1 year yes, 1 year not. So this we like also not just the music, but the human being. So we
Yeah.
keep these guys who because we have no backstage in Mareh, so
Mm,
the artists are at the dance floor as the
mm-hmm.
crowd. So if the guys comes perform as artists and then keep themselves mixed with our crown, this is
Mm-hmm.
someone who we want to be around, close,
Right.
you know.
Right. No, I like that. It's also a good way to, to build community and, around like a certain type of trust that you know what you're doing from a curation perspective, not just from the music side, but also like bringing in human beings who are there also for the right reasons to be with other human beings, surrounded by music and enjoying, being in a beautiful place.
Exactly. Yeah, that's my the legacy. I want to keep it.
Oh, I will get there someday, I promise.
Please,
uh,
please be my guest.
Thank you. So, okay, so now I have some more like question and answer. I'm curious to dive more into like your music listening side and I'm curious if you could talk a little bit about how you discover music personally.
Okay. Uh, okay. I used to listen um, SoundCloud mixtapes,
Hmm.
um, and then I'm not into this like um, Spotify Tidal things that show you like a music and random show you another music. I'm more into like sets mix recorded,
Hmm.
and then from there I used to print the screen in my mobile,
Mm.
and then I listen again on my computer and do a Shazam to try to discover the music.
Oh,
That
yeah,
is yeah. This is my search for music that I wanna listen and play as a selector. Da, da, da. But in the other side, like uh, now I'm like I know like many names, and I have like a big list that artists I already booked or I wanna book. So I used to go deep into when I before I book an artist, I go deep in his online things. Of course, if I have a chance to go for a party that the artists are performing, but this is not easy to me as I'm in Brazil,
hmm.
and mostly of these overseas artists are like abroad. So I'm go deep on this online material on of the artist, because, like, to bring someone to South America, it's very expensive.
Yeah.
It's kind of the logistics makes the price double.
Mm-hmm.
So
Imagine.
you cannot, you need to be on target. You have no chance to be wrong.
Yeah.
So I have to go deep. If I see something in the whole thing of the artist I find online that I don't like, it's he can go for a different way also.
Mm-hmm.
So I cannot risk my creation. So
Right.
that's also why I I might repeat some acts that really I know it,
Mm-hmm.
and then I put some surprises on the lineups that I was into, and see this guy could deliver what I believe. So it's it's something like that. I'm not like, I know how to make the difference, like if the artists are a producer or he's a DJ, So I don't I don't go wrong, like just because someone released like big tracks. No, this is not my guy. You know,
Mm-hmm.
he
Yeah.
needs to be a good DJ also.
Yeah. Yeah. When you don't have much room for error, you got to make sure that you really nail it. You take more of a
Yeah,
holistic approach to your research. That
definitely,
makes sense.
definitely.
Um, okay, so here's another question for you. Who are three artists of note that you have heard, for the first time over the past year or so?
Could you repeat the beginning? Could you
Yeah, like
repeat?
who are three artists or DJs that you've really liked that you heard for the first time over the past year or so?
Mm-hmm. The past year, let me think. I have a project here in São Paulo. I think you've been uh, Babel, which
Uh-huh.
happens in the rooftops every three
Mm-hmm.
months. Um, and in this project, I used to book more uh, house music, like of of these guys was Glen Underground, which is very like a Chicago legend.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Also, was not in the past year, but was this year. I just had two editions of this same project, Babel, that surprised me a lot. One with Ash Lowry, and the other one with just a week with DJ Spina.
Mm.
Ash is Detroit, Atlanta, and DJ Spina is New York. So all these Americans uh, that are on this Chicago, New York way are surprising me a lot with like house, really like classic house, more
Mm.
classic.
Yeah, cool. Um, yeah, no, I had a great time at that, at the Babel that I went to. I think I had to leave from that to go to the airport, to fly back, which which was, you know, like pretty sad. For those who don't know, yeah, it just like takes place on this rooftop in São Paulo, and it's, you know, beautiful view, like really great music. I think Renato Cohen was playing
Okay.
the night
Okay.
that I was
I
there, which was so
was
cool.
that one. I was close to say you another name, which played that day that night, Bjorn Torsk, which
Oh yeah, yeah.
is yeah, a Norwegian dinosaur, music dinosaur. That I like a lot. We had that guy over. I want to bring him again. He's really good.
Mm, cool. Yeah, it was a ton of fun. It was a ton of fun. Um, cool. Okay, now here's the big question for you. You're going to a desert island and you get to bring 3 records with you. Which ones do you bring?
Whoa, that's a big question.
Yeah, it's an
I,
impossible
I
question.
I remember like one day I went to ending party. Like the club was closing, and they invited like a lot of DJs to play, but
Hmm.
every DJ just could play one track.
Oh,
so we were like 100 DJs and or less, a bit less, and everyone played just one track.
wow.
So it's a kind of
Kind of a
it's a kind
similar,
of
yeah,
this.
similar challenge.
I'm like for sure I could say one Energia from Jorge Benjor,
Nice.
which is my favorite artist around the globe,
Yeah, he's great.
and this track it's something. It's kind of spiritual also. Yeah, I don't know if I have two other like main things, but I could say Jorge Ben. Maybe I'll bring three Jorge Ben records.
3 Georgia Band records. You can't, yeah, you can't go wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, what are the other two that you would bring? I know my favorite.
Yeah, there is like this one called Bem-vinda à Amizade, which means welcome for friendship.
Hmm.
It's a very like classic records. There's one track called Oé Oé, faz o carro de boi, which is the noise of the cars pulled by cattle. Say wah, wah, wah. The
Yeah.
wheel makes this noise.
Hmm.
So yeah. Um, Also, there is one uh, called Rio Babylonia, which is
Babylonia.
very Rio Babylonia, which is very Balearic track made by George. That's
Yeah.
it. I'm fine with with these three. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Uh, yeah, he's so good. I love his first record, and then I also am a big fan of the one A Tábua de Esmeralda.
Sábado Esmeraldas.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which is amazing. It's got a bunch of classics
It's
on it as
it's a
well.
big one. Yeah. It's a
Yeah,
big one. Yeah. Definitely, it's a big one.
yeah.
I was like in his concerts. I think a month ago.
Oh, really?
He's he's 84, but he looks like 50s. I don't know. Like his singing is still like no back vocals,
Mm.
no playback. Like it's him and a big band. Amazing.
Wow. Man, I would love to see George Bang. I'm actually going to see Gilberto Gil this next week in London. He's doing like his I think he said he's doing his last show in London this next week, so I'm gonna see him for the first time, which I'm excited about.
Oh, amazing! It's amazing. It's a good one also. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Anyways, Guga. So yeah, for people who've been listening who are interested in getting involved or following along with what you're doing, if they are lucky enough to find themselves in Brazil over New Year to check out Mareh, like where is the best place for people to follow?
For sure, we are like making our efforts on Instagram, Mareh
Hmm.
Instagram, Mareh Music is the Dot Mareh Music. Um, Also, we have our like websites dedicated for the festival, which is mareh.com.br.
Okay,
But yeah, Instagram is easier for start. Yeah,
cool. Um,
best channel.
cool. And now that you've been on the show, who who is someone else that comes to mind that we should invite to the series and have on?
You mean like from Brazil?
Could be from Brazil, could be from anywhere. Just another music head, someone who loves music in their own way, in
Uh,
and that's represented in the work that they do.
okay, maybe Barry Trisco could be like a good chat. He owns like 7 or 8 different labels. He has like uh, different residents around the globe. He travels a lot. He's a good speaker. So maybe I can connect you guys.
Cool. That would be amazing. Would love to chat with Barry. Um, cool. And that's it. Thank you so much, Guga. It's been really great to connect and catch up. Thanks for your time and energy and all the work that you do with music.
Thank you, man. I see you here in one of the projects or no, maybe at the bar. For sure, you are very welcome.
Thank
And
you.
also pardon me about my English. It's a bit
Man.
slowly, but
Now, same problema. Your English, your, your English is perfect.
thank you, man. Thank you. Good to talk.
Yeah, absolutely. Good to talk. I'll let you know the next time, I come across the pond.
Yeah, yeah. Cheers.
All right, man. Take care. Bye.
Take care. Bye bye.